down in Knoxville having a ball, and that ain't all, at the Aspen X Games. And I'm about to introduce a competition that has not been here since 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready again for Snowmobile Freestyle? Gentlemen, start your engines.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, they are back after 6 years. Did you miss that sound? I sure did. I also miss sitting here in the booth with you, Levi.
Absolutely. I'm so excited to see snowmobiles back at X Games. You know, they've got a stacked field right now. You know, big favorites out there. Brett Turcotte is looking great, and you can't count out defending gold medalist Brandon Cormier. You know, he had some body burials at the last X Games, and I'm sure he's got some big things coming this year.
Yeah, 8 riders in the field out here tonight, and you know, just that sound, just that energy. There were rumors over the last couple of years, was it maybe coming back? And then I saw a post from you on Instagram, and I was like, is it happening? Is it happening? And yes, here we are in 2026, and we're doing this all over again. Jimmy Coleman here, Levi LaValle sitting next to me in the booth. We got Kristen Pete out there in the field. And basically, here in Snowmobile Freestyle, it's all about what you could string together in the span of a 75-second run. Obviously, they want to see big tricks. They want to see execution. Style counts. That's a big part of this. And we started off with a gentleman from Big Fork, Montana. This is Kyle Saxton. He is an X Games rookie here in X Games Aspen in 2026. 2 75-second runs out here tonight. It is the best run that counts. Time starts when you leave the lip of your first jump, and we are underway.
Look at Kyle going for that big backflip. An interesting thing, Kyle just started flipping around the first of the year, so to see him come out, throw his first trick, big backflip, anxious to see what he has next.
Let me get this straight. He just started backflipping the sled, and now he's out here doing it like it's no big deal in the middle of a competition on live television.
It's amazing what the X Games energy does to a guy.
Hey, do you want to flip a sled? Sure, why not? Hey, you want to go to X Games? Do some heel clickers to seat grab.
Look at that heel clicker seat grab. You know, Kyle he's not a veteran freestyle rider, but you can see he's well versed in these freestyle tricks. Practices hard, and he's out there. Look at that! Oh my goodness! Completely let go of the sled, floating through the air. Rock solid. I mean, that was perfectly executed.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. Anytime you become completely detached from the sled. That is an added degree of difficulty. But Kyle Saxton definitely stringing together a pretty awesome first run. You always get those jitters when you come into this as a rookie and you're the first one that has to start everything and set the bar. But he's doing great right now.
He is. You can just see all of his executions have been really well. When you're new to X Games, that additional pressure of the big show, everyone watching, sometimes that gets in a guy's head. And it looks like Kyle, he was able to fight through all that.
When he was asked about his invitation to compete here, he says, when I opened that email, it didn't seem real. Like, is this real?
Look at that big one-handed backflip. A little bit loose on that landing.
Yeah, real-time speed, I didn't see him coming in a little deep on the left side there.
Heel clicker to seat grab.
So they're working off of a 100-point scale out here tonight, so that's the best possible run score you can get. This is round 1 of 2. It is the best run that counts, but I mean, for a guy who just learned how to flip a sled at the beginning of the year, which is just baffling to me.
Great run. You know, obviously there's some things in there that he can clean up to make this run a little bit better, but I mean, for a first-time X Games contestant, man, that was a pretty strong run.
Well, to that point too, if you just learned to flip a sled at the beginning of the year and then that's your first, you're the first guy to go and that's your first trick, extra layer of impressiveness, my friend.
Interesting thing, back in the old days, the backflip was the big trick. Now these guys are warming up with it.
Yeah, it's like a stock trick right there. Oh, leaning back in the seat there, this is Daniel Schaefer, no stranger to the X Games. He's been here in years past, but he was on site working as a mechanic for his fellow Canadians, Mike Poirier and Josh Penner.
You know, Daniel, he's such a smooth rider. You know, if he gets in this flow and starts reeling off these tricks, you can see he's very comfortable up in the air. So, but I've also seen him where things get in his head and he just falls apart.
One thing I will point out right now in this run compared to what we saw out of Kyle there is the intensity. Like, Kyle didn't waste any time. Like, when he came around the turns, he was under power real quick and he maximized that 75 seconds. Daniel here taking a little easier going into each and every set.
Yeah, you're right. He definitely is. And one thing to keep in mind is he's on a 600 race sled where a lot of these guys are on 800s, 900s, so he's a little bit underpowered as far as engine goes. It makes it a little bit harder for some of those flip tricks and whatnot.
With a double grab there, little tentative on the extension, not to be critical there, but that's one of the things that the judges are looking for. Obviously, it's variety of the tricks, it's the difficulty, but it's how much you extend. They want to see the legs and the arms coming completely off the sled.
There he goes, big tsunami. You can see when he flips those levers up, those flip levers, that's so he doesn't go flying over the handlebars, so he can extend fully on those tsunamis.
There you go, run one in the books for Daniel. The crazy thing too about all these guys, it's not like they just do this full time. Every single one of these guys in the field has a full-time blue-collar job. For Daniel here, he graduated from a trade school. He works as a journeyman truck and coach diesel mechanic.
Well, it looks like he's taking advantage of his off time on his sled because he had a great run there.
So again, working off of a 100-point scale here, we saw Kyle Saxon start us off with a 75.33, so Daniel's going to check in with a 71 here. And we talked about this in women's ski pipe and men's ski big air with the snow falling here. How does that, let's talk about the visibility out here tonight a little bit, Levi.
Yeah, the snow, interesting thing about the snow is it's not that big of a deal for these snowmobilers because the traction, you've got tracks, you got a track all the way up the ramp, so you get 100% traction. Your biggest issue is if the wind comes up. That is the worst part.
One of the veterans in the group here, Willie Elam, starting us off here.
Big knack backflip. You know, Willie is a veteran in freestyle.
Has a bronze medal in this event.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a heck of a competitor. Raced snowcross in the past, and he knows his way around a freestyle machine.
So going back to my point about Kyle there, Willie seems to be going a little faster into the turns here and getting lined up and back under power for each and every one of these jumps.
Look at that heel clicker backflip. You know, one of the things with Willie is he makes the tricks look so smooth. Sometimes it doesn't look that challenging, and I think it reflects on some of his scores sometimes.
Just kind of gets docked for it maybe for making it a little too easy.
So smooth, yeah.
It's like maybe land one a little sketchy and make him look like you're working for it, Willie. By the way, that bronze medal in freestyle came the last time we held it here. He got that back in 2020.
Look at that. Seat grab, indie flip. Little bit of a hard landing, but you can see what he did is he flipped his flip lever down. And the reason they do that is when you're doing a seat grab flip, you want to be able to get back to your handlebar and not mistakenly grab your flip lever.
Kind of looked like an afterthought on the end of the flip there. A couple seconds coming to ticking down here, and I believe this one will count. He was in turn and under power before that horn sound. Great extension. In the past, if you were into the turn and you were under power in that horn sound, that last jump would count.
Look at the super slow-mo. Willie, he's just got such great extension. You know, Willie does a lot of freestyle shows in the summer months, and you can see when he's out there, he is so comfortable. And like I said, he's so smooth. Sometimes I almost think he needs to make it look harder than it is.
Yeah, he does a lot of freestyle motocross shows throughout the summer with the Keith Sayers group and Octane Addictions demo teams. So you need better than a 75.33 to jump the top spot. And 88. Willie with an 88, your bronze medalist from the last time this was contested, finds himself in the top spot here in round 1 out of 2. The return of Snowmobile Freestyle here at X Games Aspen 2026. Bringing a Swedish competitor here at X Games Aspen 2026 will be his 5th appearance. This is Rasmus Johansson.
It's not his first rodeo. He's been out here many times. Starts off with a big no-handed flip. You can see him flipping up those flip levers, so something big is coming.
He was here in 2020 the last time this was contested as well. He just missed the podium. He had to settle for 4th that year.
There it is, big indie flip. That's one of his favorite tricks. You know, interesting thing is he's been at multiple X Games scoring 6th, 4th, 5th, 4th. Is this the year that he can get that X Games medal?
Yeah, that 4th He had 4th place twice, once in 2018 and once in 2020. He was an alternate a couple of years. Going back to that blue collar point that I made earlier, he's also a full-time welder when he's not snowmobiling.
Oh, great extension on the rock solid. You know, that's one of my favorite tricks because you literally let go and you're floating completely separated from the machine, and it just is such a cool feeling.
Yeah, the way that he floated and he kept the legs together and they were perfectly extended out behind the sled on that.
Oh gosh, you see that seat grab, indie flip. You know, the thing that's technical about the seat grab flips is not only are you worried about your flip rotation, but you're worried about that grab. You miss that grab, you're done.
Wow, with the KOD flip and claiming it, throwing the fist up at the end of that run.
Man, that was a great run.
He got a 6th in freestyle in 2016. That was his rookie appearance out here.
Heel clicker, indie flip. So much going on in that trick.
Yeah, it does. It looks so good.
Look at that. Oh, that is just such a beautiful shot. Floating away. Look at it, just barely grabbed it with his fingertips.
That's what's scary about that. When you've seen some guys in the past kind of miss the grab, and then all of a sudden you're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. You're reaching to get back to that sled.
Gosh, so, that was perfect extension.
84.66 for Rasmus. That'll put him in that number 2 position here. So we're halfway through the run order right now, and it's Willie Elam sitting in the top spot. But guess what? We're just getting started over here at Snowmobile Freestyle. We've still got 4 riders left to go here in round number 1, including one of the heavy favorites and your defending gold medalist in Brandon Cormier. We'll have more from Snowmobile Freestyle when we return to X Games Aspen 2026.
Yeah. I figure at the end of the day, like, there's only this going on, so we got hands on deck. I know, right? We're good. They're doing an interview.
J.O., do you like this? She was like, "Lift it up." Talking about the Polaris. Do you like it? Okay, yeah. Thank you. Let's make it fun, guys. Let's make it fun, yeah. Last time we saw sleds at the X Games was in 2020, and a lot has changed since then, including the machinery. These sleds have, back in 2020, riders were operating between 560 cc's to 800 cc's. That was powered vertically by earlier today. You and I were talking about how that will impact.
What was that?
Al can walk up the house.
Oh, yeah. You got it?
I had the energy. Oh my god, you fucking got it.
Bro's like a billy goat, dude.
Fuck yeah, you got more energy than a 65-year-old.
Dude, seriously, fucking crazy, dude. Yeah, yo, bro. Yeah. Remember the first gig I worked with him, I was like, who the fuck is this guy, dude? He's like, I'm not taking sleds support, I'm hiking up there. I was like, okay, shit.
He's like the most interesting man that's brother, you know?
Dude, seriously, dude. Fucking takes solo kayaking trips and fucking hike shit like out in the middle of nowhere. I'm like, dude, what the fuck?
I need freedom. I'm stoked to have snowmobiles back. It's been quite a stretch since we've been able to compete, and I'm feeling good, man. I'm excited that snowmobiles are making a return to X Games. I'm feeling ready and put on a good show. Yeah, you know, the road to X has been a rough one to start. Got hurt at the beginning of my training camp, broke 4 ribs, hematoma in my femur. It made me just actually bear down and grit real hard, and just made me realize how bad I wanted it. And you know, we're back on a good path now, building momentum, and yeah, looking forward to bringing it to the show at X. You know, with that momentum that we had built, kind of came to a screeching halt this morning. Showed up at the practice facility and all the snow had melted. Had to make a crazy decision to uproot training camp and go finish it in Colorado. But once again, you know, just got to pivot, adapt, and go there and do the best that I can. Just trying to come with a polished bag of tricks. I got a couple new ones, couple surprises for everyone. Yeah, feeling good, man, feeling strong, especially after coming back from injury. You know, I'm ready to rock.
Just a little bit of insight into the training and drive and dedication that goes into this, courtesy of Brett Turcotte. And that also is a very valuable lesson that airbags and foam pits do not always mean safety. It is right. A packed house out here tonight. Day 1 of 3 of competition out here as the snow continues to fall. Welcome inside the booth, everyone. I'm Jimmy Coleman. That's Levi LaValle. And well, as we've talked about a couple of times, we haven't seen you guys here since 2020 in this event. We're happy you're back. I'm a little biased towards you. I spent years calling your events out there when you were a competitor, although I'm happy to have you in the booth, my friend.
It's an honor to be in here with you. You know, we're extremely excited. Snowmobile community is just so excited to be back at X Games. See the action, and you know, I was watching practice and those guys are going off. So I think we're in for quite a treat tonight.
Hey, speaking of which, look at these flashbacks. I could have sworn to one of those Turcotte shots I saw you lurking in the start line back there as well. I got a little bit of memory flashbacks there.
But man, them were good times.
Yeah, and so let's talk about what Turcotte mentioned in that piece with uprooting training and having to do that in Colorado. A bunch of these guys actually had to alter their entire plan of how they were practicing coming into this event. One of the things that a lot of people don't understand is you're at elevation here. You got to do a lot of different things with these motors.
You have to do a tremendous amount. So when you come up to Aspen elevation, we're talking 20 to 25% power loss. So the backflips that you see these guys doing, a lot of that is based off the power of the machine. So when you lose 20 to 25%, all of a sudden them Superman flips, those seat grab flips, they're just a little bit different than what you're used to, and that can mess with a guy's head. Yeah, it also throws off your whole mindset. You have a plan going into this, and you have to uproot everything and then come up with a whole different training plan. Well, we get the luxury of calling this from the inside. Right now, let's send it down to the third member of our crew who's out there in the field. It's Kristen Beat.
Well, you guys said it. It has been 5 years since we last saw sleds at the X Games, and at altitude, to narrow that power disparity, we're talking about the differences in CCs during that time, because over the last 5 years, these machines have evolved. So back in 2020, they were running between 500 and 600 cc's. Tonight, 800 to 900 cc's. More power, more torque. We're seeing stronger rotations. Levi, you and I spoke about it earlier in the day. How is that going to impact the progression of this sport now that we're seeing more powerful machines?
It's absolutely a game changer. You know, like I was talking about, your flip rotation relies heavily on the power of the machine. So when you all of a sudden gain, you know, significant amount, going from a 600 to an 800, even now at 900, it makes those flips a lot easier. And right here, Cody Matichuk is one of those guys on one of those new 900 machines.
Well, here's a guy right here who has 4 total X Games medals, 3 gold, 1 bronze. All of those came in snow bike cross, which also we haven't contested here since 2020. So this is the first time we're seeing him in a sled event here at the X Games.
Look at him starting off with that big KOD flip. You know, Cody is on one of those new Polaris 9R XCR machines. It's the same type sled you can get from a dealership. It's reinforced, and they have those things ripping. Look at him out there.
He's another one of those guys that actually had to prove that he could flip a sled in order to get the invite and get factory support to come out here from Polaris. He had to prove he could flip a snowmobile.
Cody has been backflipping snowmobiles since the first of the year, and you can see obviously he's caught on very quickly.
He started on January 1st and he was flipping 3 days later. To call that a pretty impressive learning curve.
Look at that double grab flip.
Now he's doing flip variations. What's today?
That is one of the
23rd?
hardest tricks in snowmobile freestyle. Double grab flip, fully hanging onto that seat as you're flipping.
It's the 23rd of the month, and this guy's been flipping for 20 days, and you're seeing perfection on these backflip variations.
Oh, he looks so good right now. Just did a no-handed flip to no-hander lander. He's got the flip levers up. That means something big's coming. Look at that. Indy flip to KOD.
It's a 3-in-1 combo there. Is he going to get around and get lined up? I don't know. That one was questionable.
Oh,
They
he
put
got
the red flag up, yeah. So you got to get around that turn. You got to be lined up straight for the jump. You could be pretty far away from it. You got to be straight onto it and under power before that horn sounds.
Look at this no-handed flip. Now watch here. Does he check the bars? A little check, and then he goes back to no-handed lander. But
that was a good thing he checked. Look at the way his body is when he lands this thing.
Oh, yeah. Uh-oh.
little too much left. Look, he didn't re-grab, though.
Oh, he did good. And then the question is was that one of the reasons why he didn't get that extra jump in?
Yeah,
that
because
little
of that-
hesitation.
That little bobble, that second cost him because he was right there on the bubble of getting around to the turn and getting lined up. But still, for a guy that just started flipping 20 days ago and then to come out with multiple flip variations, that was pretty proud. He's in the 90s, a 91.
Wow.
Okay, here we go. You see him lining up here. The runs are 75 seconds in length. Time starts when you hit the lip of your first jump here. 2019 gold medal in freestyle. The last time it was contested here, he had to settle for 6th. Didn't even make the podium. It was a rough go there in 2020. So you want to talk about a guy that's looking for redemption. Not only did he not make the podium, but then he had to sit for years, chomping at the bit to try to get back out here and do this again. This is Canada's Brett Turcotte.
Look at that. Kiss of death. It went so deep on that landing.
That just hurt my lower lumbar watching how much he went deep into the landing on that.
Wow. That was incredible.
That stunned him. He was like, wow.
Look at that. Rock solid, double rock solid. I mean, that's pretty incredible. Not only letting go of the sled completely float, but grabbing the seat and doing it again.
Yeah, that was gnarly because he lets go of the bars and just perfectly floats back to the cutouts before
Huge
letting go.
heart attack backflip. You know, like I was saying, those seat grab flips are extremely difficult to do. There's so much going on. You can see he's got one flip lever up. Look at that.
Just grabbing the seat, going full
Big
side hack in the middle of that flip.
Seat grab can. You know, he's one of the only guys doing that trick.
Just go.
Wow, a little bit.
He drifted a little too right on that one.
That was a seat grab Cordova flip, which is something he told me that he just learned how to do.
That camera angle freaked me out a little bit because it looked like he was a little closer to the right side of that landing than he actually was. But man, oh man.
Really get this. Look at this.
He's under power. That red, the red flag. They throw the red flag. He didn't get there. He sends it anyway, just for the crowd. Yeah, when that red flag goes up, that means even if you go, that jump's not going to count right there.
Man, that was too bad. You know, here we go. Watch him come off. Look at that extension. That is absolutely insane. But I think this might have been the reason he missed it. Look how deep he went. And it kind of frazzled him a little bit.
Right here, floating perfectly back to the rock solid.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, that shook him on that landing. I mean, I don't think he got any of the landing on that. He went straight to flat. That left flip lever was bopping all over the place.
He is utilizing all of the landing out there. You can see he's going deep on all of it. But with that, look at how corked out he was on that.
That was the one that got me all weirded out because the back end of the sled came around. But from that overhead shot, it looked like he was way closer to the right side of the landing.
Wow. He's got a big bag of tricks, but, you know, I know he can do his run way cleaner than that one.
Oh, we have not seen all of what Brett Turcotte is bringing to the party here this weekend. He wants more. We're going to clean up that first landing there. I mean, the extent, don't get me wrong, the first jump was awesome. The extension was great, but he did go super deep into that landing. And I agree with you. I think that's why he got that red flag at the end. It was just that little extra hiccup that cost him a second or two. So if you're wondering what they're all staring at, there's actually a monitor down there. They can watch the program, so after your run, so they can see and look at the replays and they can see their score. So that's what they have down there. That's what they're all intently staring at right now. So judges are having a conversation about this one because it's taken a while for that score to come in. And Brett Turcotte into the 90s, Levi, 93.33.
Wow, that was a heck of a run. You know, the funny thing about that is he's got a lot more in the tank. He's got some tricks that he didn't do in that one, and I know he can clean that up. So I anticipate that second run being even better.
Oh, it is going to be something to behold out here tonight. This is a gold medal that guy has wanted for a long, long time. Speaking of gold medals, this gentleman right here came in 2020 as a rookie and was the last gold medalist here in Snowmobile Freestyle. This is Brandon Cormier.
Starting off a big heel clicker flip. You can see Brandon, he's on a 600 race sled, which is a little bit underpowered compared to some of them. So sometimes that makes those flip tricks a little bit harder.
He's got that intensified pace out here, just wasting no time, adjusting the flip levers, getting around, lining up under power to the next hit.
Oh, look at that big Cordova flip.
That had to be one of the most stretched out and tweaked Cordovas I've seen in a while.
One of the things with Brandon is he's another one of those riders that's so smooth out there. He just makes the look so effortless. Big KOD flip.
Well, the question I'm wondering, and I'm just going to go ahead and get you to walk the plank here. He had that body varial in 2020. Is he bringing that one back, or is he going to try a variation of that?
Oh, pretty delayed on that cliffhanger. You could see he was a little bit late to get in there, and he stretched it out. But when you let go that late, it's really messing with you because it starts pulling you on your feet.
That one almost cost him, and that was a heck of a save because the back end of the sled came down, and he was back on the bars at the last possible second there. And you can see the reaction, the frustration there. He knows it. I don't know, like the cliffhanger was an afterthought. He leaned way back, but he got into it late.
There's that Cordova flip. Great extension on that. You know, the goal is to bend your body through those handlebars as far as you can. Right here, got a good KOD flip. A little bit quick. You can kind of see it. He's hustling some of those flip tricks because I think he's a little bit underpowered. And that's the cliffhanger you talked about.
Well, do you see the back end? Like, he got back on the bar. There was no time to spare on that. And then the back end taps first. It just frustrated him a little bit. That's all right. You got another run. It's best run that counts out here. But again, for a guy that came in here last year as a rookie and unleashed a brand new trick in that body varial, and it wasn't the cleanest body varial, and I think that helped him because just the sketch factor alone and the way that he landed, all of a sudden, ding dong, there he goes. You're a gold medalist.
Yeah. There he is, 83. Put him in 5th place. I know, looking at his run, he has more tricks in there. I think that one seat grab Indy flip, I think that's where that body varial comes in. That he did it late in his run, and I think next time we're going to see him spin that thing.
I agree. I think that was the frustration point right there. But again, it's best run that counts. So taking a look, standings there, Brett Turcotte sitting in that top spot. So re-racking the start list here, going into round number 2 here. Cody Matichuk, Brett Turcotte in that top spot. So Cody Matichuk is going to go last in the run order here in round number 2. So Amazon is the exclusive online retail partner of X Games. You can scan this QR code for access to the official X Games brand store, as well as Amazon's new Snow Adventure Shop. We're just showing you the enormity of the landings out here tonight at Snowmobile Freestyle. Brett Turcotte, your current leader as of right now. 8 total X Games medals, 3 gold, 4 silver, 1 bronze. Those are spread out between snowcross, freestyle, best trick, speed and style, and snowbike best trick. We go back up to Kyle Saxton here in run number 2, and again, a deep landing there.
Wow, yeah, Kyle went super deep on that. You know, it's you have so much excitement coming off that line. You want to do something big. Sometimes you get a little bit throttle happy, and that's what looked like happened that time. A little bit over-rotated on that one. You know, like I said earlier, he's new to flipping, and I remember those emotions. It's scary, and you got to just calm down and focus on the task at hand.
Yeah, this one's not going the way that he wanted it to. You can see, like, he wanted some combos and the flips right there, and when it's not going the way you planned, it's not going to be enough to get you up to the top there.
There he goes, nice rock solid. You know, one thing too with Kyle is he's a taller guy. For me, you know, anyone over 5'8" is pretty tall, but he's well over that in 6 foot range. So his extension really looks big when he stretches out those seat grabs.
Started riding in the backcountry snowmobiling as a kid. Didn't start hitting ramps until around 2020. Dreaming of the X Games. And here he finds himself on this stage in 2026 with the old one-hander lander.
It's impressive to see for just starting backflipping already being able to throw that. He had 3 different flips in his run. And I think this is the one where it went a little bit deep. Right off the start, you can see him eyeballing it, and that landing was so harsh. A little bit quick on his rock solid, but man, what a awesome trick that is, just to fully disconnect from the machine.
It's one of my favorites. Anytime you're completely detaching yourself from the sled or the bike, it's an extra risk for sure. And like we said this earlier, you see people swimming back to the seat sometimes, just reaching for it. We move on now to Daniel Schaefer, sitting in 7th place with a 75 seconds on the clock, leaning back in the seat. 2018 and 2019, like I said earlier, was here working on site as a mechanic, so the first time seeing him in competition here at the X Games.
Think of how excited he must be just to be out there competing. You know, when you're the mechanic, you get to see all the injury, you get to be around it, but to be on that course, that huge crowd cheering, screaming for you, I mean, it's just something special. And I imagine right now, he is just excited to be out there.
Got his start riding sleds at age 14. Says his dad bought him a used Arctic Cat Puma sled. Got a race sled when he was 16. Started racing snowcross in Manitoba for 3 years. Started free riding for a few years, got into jumping ramps, and then didn't get into freestyle until around 2017. And then doing shows professionally in 2018.
Not feeling that one. You could see the nose started to dip, and you can hear the engine once he jumped back to the throttle, kind of accelerated to bring that nose up. And you can hear those guys. If the front end starts dipping, they're quick to the throttle.
Can you imagine for those years on the sideline, just doing the work behind the scenes, and then to get out here and be part of the show now in 2026?
That is a dream come true, literally. Look at him coming off here, leaning back. Doesn't quite get the helmet touch on the tunnel. I'm gonna have to teach him some things from the old days. Look at that. No-handed can, that's interesting. He went for a seat grab can, fully rock solid that. That's a pretty neat trick.
It's a weird angle to have both feet off the side of the sled there as well. So he's not going to improve on that score, but again, happy to have him in the lineup out here. Welcome to the X Games as a competitor, Daniel Schaefer. Willie Elam sitting in a bronze medal as of right now. He owns a freestyle bronze, which he earned here in 2020, the last time it was contested here. He also owns a speed and style bronze, which is coming up on Sunday. That's a combination of racing and freestyle.
Big knack flip. You know, one of the things with those knack flips that you can see, when you start leaning off to one side, the sled starts to twist, but Willie's got a perfect knack flip. Oh. How he contorts himself that way.
Just gets inverted and completely twisted around there.
Big heel clicker flip. Willie is one of the guys that you can see him racing to those turns. You know, he was a very successful snowcross racer, and I always pay attention to that because you learn so much from racing. It helps a tremendous amount out on the freestyle course.
I think he was going on that one flip combo with the heel clicker. I think he was going for another combo there and just didn't have the hang time to get that one around. 23 seconds left here in this second and final attempt for Willie Elam.
Big seat grab flip. It's interesting to watch. You can see him kicking his feet. He's got levers down on the tunnel to hold his feet, and also with the flip levers up on the handlebars. Big Indy flip. Look at him racing over there, trying to get those last hits in.
Yeah, he can't see the clock.
He fully got it.
He wasted no time. That was those racing skills you just mentioned coming into play.
Look at that. Big Superman flip.
He wanted that last hit. He was eyeing that flagman down.
man. That was a great run. One of the things, too, with Willie is he had a big hand injury, so it's impressive that he's even out there today. Look at that knack flip, spinning it around. Gosh. He's almost looking forward on that. I don't even know what you call it, if it's a Superman, a KOD, what that is.
That's right there, out of the heel clicker. I thought he wanted to go Superman on that one. It looked like he was thinking about or going indie.
It felt like it, but you could see that's that same jump where he got a little bit crooked in his last run, and I wonder if that was playing with his head a little.
You mentioned his snowcross background, competed in that for several years here at X Games. Last time we saw him, and that was in 2014. So he'll jump into the 90s and improves the score. He's got a 90.33. It's not going to get him out of the bronze spot, but it gives him a little bit of breathing room because you got Rasmus Johansson sitting in fourth with that 84.66, who gets the chance to answer back right now.
Oh, not what he was looking for. I know he had more than just a regular flip. I think he was planning to do no-handed flip or something else. He's got his flip levers up. Let's see if he can redeem himself. Look at that. Huge indie flip.
He's taking a little bit of time here getting around these turns and getting lined back up for the next jump.
Heel clicker to Indy. Rasmus is such a smooth rider. You know, it's one of those things where, you know, you almost want to see a little bit more aggression out of him. Just something to like say, I'm giving her, because everything comes out so smooth for him. Oh. That was fingertips.
Did you hear the reaction from the crowd and the corral on that one?
Oh, he throws himself back so hard, and it literally looks like just fingertips he's grabbing with. Yep, I think he's throwing the towel in. You know, another straight air flip, not what he's looking for. Big KOD flip, though. That's one of his favorite tricks, and I think he just wanted to end his freestyle run with something big for the crowd.
You can see the head shake there, the reaction. It's that first one, that straight flip. I mean, not to downplay a backflip.
Look at that.
Just full scissor kick. Yeah, not to downplay the backflip, but he wanted a combo in that first hit, and it didn't happen, and that throws you off.
It does. This is just, oh, look at how far back he extends on that. All the way at the back of that seat grab. You can move that seat grab hole back another foot, and I think he would still reach back there.
So that's not going to get him into the medals. Right now, your current leader, Brett Turcotte, had to settle for 6th in 2020. As of right now, he's looking at a possible gold medal. However, it's best run that counts. This one is still up for grabs. We'll have the conclusion of Snowmobile Freestyle when we return to X Games Aspen.
What the hell's going on one? What the hell? And again, I'm moving bags and stuff, and yeah, he is. But the shot's just kind of bouncing because I'm moving. He's like, Jeff, are you there? I'm like, yeah. He goes, just zoom in on the screen and lock it up. You're making me nervous. I'm like, that's perfect because I got other stuff to do. Lock it off. Adios. Yeah, because I'm like, no, not that I need camera rates do anything like that, but like, just the energy he carries. Like, these guys are working for you a long day. Like, I was like, there's only like 12 other things I could be doing right now. I'm locking off. Adios. No, I was happy to do it. It's just as soon as I jumped on it.
Welcome back, everyone. X Games Aspen 2026. Lots of things going on here tonight. Once we wrap up Snowmobile Freestyle, we've got some live music. There is the Star Walk right there. That is Disco Lines making his way into the venue right there. DJ, producer, and songwriter, raised in Boulder, Colorado, graduated from the University of Colorado Boulder. Reached #1 on the Billboard Hot Dance Electronic Songs chart with No Broke Boys. And speaking of celebs, is that Justin Bieber hanging out right there, Levi?
Oh my goodness.
We got Bieber fever going on out here tonight. Oh, as the snow continues to fall, we got a handful more riders left to go here, but let's check in one more time with Kristen Beat.
And to add to the celebrity list, an icon, a daredevil, Johnny Knoxville himself in the house here. How have you been enjoying X Games Aspen?
Oh, I've been at the bar drinking, having a ball. It's so fun. They're glad to see Snowmobile Freestyle back.
What have you been up to lately, Johnny?
Oh, well, thank you for asking. I've been drinking and hosting Fear Factor, House of Fear on Fox.
So what would it take for you to conquer your fears and get out here on one of these snowmobiles and send it?
I think I've conquered my fears. I think I've conquered fear. But I'd definitely break my neck and wouldn't be able to shoot for Jackass in June, so.
And that would be unfortunate, so we don't expect you to get out there. Johnny, thank you so much. Have some fun out here and enjoy X Games, and of course the host of Fear Factor. Thanks so much, Johnny.
He's a risk taker. I thought he was going to see he was maybe going to jump on a sled. Hey, Kristen, ask him about the time Travis Pastrana talked him into jumping on a dirt bike and trying to backflip. See how that goes. Telling the tale of where we are right now, it's Willie Elam currently sitting in a bronze medal position as of right now. We got Cody Matichuk looking at a silver medal, but it's Brett Turcotte sitting in the top spot right here. We've said it several times before, had to settle for 6th back in 2020 freestyle. Definitely didn't go the way that he wanted it to. And right now he's looking at a potential gold medal. And possibly more to come. He was teasing about a brand new trick. We'll see. Let's check in once again with Kristen.
Cody Matichuk in that silver medal position on the outside looking in with 1 run to go. What happens next, Cody?
Well, honestly, this is the first time here for me in Snowmobile Freestyle. First month flipping freestyle sleds, so I'm just stoked to be here. Threw down a run, stoked I got into the 90s, and I got another chance to go to the top of the box, so got a few things up my sleeve. I'm going to clean some things up and see where it puts us.
How did you adapt so quickly to the demands of freestyle?
Being a student of physics, I think. Just, it's similar to a dirt bike, flip quads too. I spent a lot of time in the air with base jumping and just adapting the physics into the snowmobile world and learning a thumb throttle. That was the biggest challenge, I think, getting used to the snowmobile.
Knowing that you have a background in motocross and dirt, how does the snow differ? How does your body have to posture itself differently on a snowmobile than it might on a motorcycle?
Well, the way Polaris got these factory XCR freestyle sleds set up, it honestly feels a lot like my 450. We're running Polaris 9R, 900cc. You can just kind of trickle into the ramp, open her up, and it does the rest. So it feels a lot more like my 450 than maybe it should.
Cody, best of luck in your final run. We'll see you out there.
He's a 4-time snow bike cross medalist, 3 gold, 1 bronze, now looking at his first ever potential sled medal here. He's a daredevil, an all-arounder, an avid skydiver and base jumper, and has combined snow bikes with base jumping as well. Taking a look at some stuff from his social media.
He did this on his way to X Games, which is unbelievable to me. I mean, this guy just screams extreme.
That's insane. Yeah, he's also pursuing a career as a stuntman for film and television, and is a UBCP/ACTRA apprentice stunt athlete represented by Talent Uprising. So he's got a lot of irons in the fire.
He most certainly does. I mean, when you want to talk about a guy that's living to the fullest, Cody Matichuk is that guy. I mean, to think about, he's been backflipping for less than a month. He's sitting 2nd right now at the biggest event in the world.
Yeah.
And on the way here, he goes, well, I might as well stop. There's a nice base jumping spot there.
January 1st, and it took him 3 days. So today being the 23rd, it was 20 days it took him to learn how to flip that sled.
And not only flip the sled, I mean, flipping the snowmobile is one thing, but to come here and have Superman flips and double grab flips, which is one of the tricks that very few snowmobilers in history have ever been able to do. I mean, that says a lot about this guy's mentality of like, hey, I'm going all out on this thing.
Well, they should definitely get him and Johnny Knoxville together with the fear factor thing, because Cody Matichuk definitely has no fear based off of that base jumping video that we saw. So taking a look at your current standings, Brett Turcotte sitting in that top spot, but will we see something new out here tonight? He teased it to Kristen with an NBD, never been done. We will see Cody Matichuk sitting in that silver and Willie Elam looking at a bronze.
I love this format, having Brett going, you know, as the leader, going second to last. So now, will we see that? Like you said, never before seen. I mean, because you don't know. He's thinking, man, maybe Cody's got something. Maybe I need to go bigger yet.
Brett, like I said earlier, Brett's been thinking about this for a very, very long time. That drive, that tenacity that this guy has, the look on his face and how pumped he was after he found out he was in first place. I got a buddy of mine at home, a good friend of mine. He's got a phrase that he likes to say for that kind of drive. He says, oh, yeah, he got that dog in him.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely got that dog in him. Turcotte, he came out here prepared. You know, he's got the machine, he's got all the tricks, and he's ready. He's ready for that gold medal.
I didn't get a chance to talk to him today, but he came in 2018. He had a magic layer. He had this shirt with a wolf print that he bought at a gas station in Canada many years ago, and that kind of became a thing, and that was his lucky charm. And now there's apparently a collection of those things in the closet back home. So I wouldn't be surprised if one of the wolf shirts is actually there underneath the gear.
I think he has a specific one that's solely dedicated to X Games now.
Somebody needs to brand a whole line of those things. The Brett Turcotte gas station wolf shirt.
He was on SportsCenter recently, and he was wearing his wolf shirt on there too.
Yeah, the last gold medal for him in freestyle was 2018. In 2019, he ended up with a silver that year. He's got medals all across the board. He's got snowcross, snowmobile snowcross. He's got freestyle medals. He's got snowmobile best trick, snowmobile speed and style, and he's got a snowbike best trick gold and a silver. So that's 8 total overall over 11 X Games appearances.
And Brett is one of the most versatile riders. You know, I raced snowcross with him for years, and he was a great racer. Once he started in on freestyle, he took that same focus, the same mentality that racers have, and he just focused on freestyle. And you can see that it's paid off, because he's one of the guys too in the drivers meeting that's asking those questions. What about this? What about this? He's very detail orientated, and when he gets out on that course, he absolutely throws down.
Okay, so they're getting ready to line him up. The time will start once he leaves the lip of the first jump there. I've said it several times. I'm going to say it again. I'm just going to float this out there. He teased Kristen in an interview with a possible NBD. Will we see something brand new out here tonight with the return of Snowmobile Freestyle to the X Games? Brett Turcotte underway.
Gosh, that KOD flip is just out of control. He's so extended. He's not even looking forward. He's looking straight down. He's completely on the ground. There it is, one-handed seat grab. A little bit quick with that hand, but
I think there was more coming than that one right there too. I think something didn't go according to plan on that one.
Big heart attack flip. Again, as I said earlier, those seat grab flips are tough because you're not only controlling the rotation of the sled, but you got to grab that seat, fully extend, and get back before you can land. Big super can. Little bit crooked on that one. You can see his feet move around a little bit. The extension was huge.
Coming down to the final 25 seconds here for your current leader.
Seat grab, Cordova flip. Here he is, he's racing. He wants to get that extra hit in.
Yellow flag is out. This will probably be the last hitter of the night.
Double grab flip. Oh, here he goes, he's charging. He's charging, will he get there?
No, he didn't get there. And they put the red flag out. He was trying.
Gosh.
And he gets waved off on that. I thought he was gonna go anyway.
Look at that extension. I mean, that's just incredible. You can see him looking down. In the old days, we were excited to look straight out, but now he's looking straight down. Unbelievable. Look at the extension on that seat grab can. Got a little bit crooked. You'd see him wobble a little bit.
That was tough to keep the sled straight when your body's
twisting
hanging
like
off
that.
to one side and you're hanging on to the opposite side. It's going to twist you up a little bit. So he's going to stick with that first run score with that 93.33. He wanted that last one so bad, though.
He did. When he landed on that last hit, you could see him charging over there, and he was so close, just not quite enough.
It comes down to this final rider, Cody Matichuk. 4 prior appearances at the X Games, all of them in snow bike cross. First time we've ever seen him here in freestyle snowmobile.
Big KOD flip, nice and smooth landing. That's one of the things too that the judges are looking at is like, are you able to execute smoothly? Going around that corner, did you see him leaning on that? He's trying to get that extra hit in. Heel clicker to Indy flip. Look at him going, he's going for it. You know, and one of the things with these freestyle sleds is they have a taller seat, which makes it a little bit harder to turn. Seat grab, Indy flip. Look at him, he's leaning on it. He's saying, I gotta get over there.
He's trying to maximize that time.
Double grab flip. Gosh, he's just landing it so smooth. Look at him, tail sliding over, trying to shoot over.
Just leaning into that thing to get into the turn.
No-handed flip.
He was thinking about that no-hander lander. I saw
He
that.
wanted
He
that
wanted it
no-handed
bad, and then
lander.
at the last second, he was like, I got to check the bars.
Look at that Indy to KOD flip. Look at him, he's leaning on it. Can he get that last hit in?
He's got a couple
He
seconds
got
to get
it.
around.
He totally got
This
it.
last one's going to count. He's under power. Here comes the air horn. What's Cody Matichuk going to cap it off with? And there you go.
Big super can flip. I tell you what, for starting flipping, like you said, 20 days was it?
That is mind-blowing to me because he's doing multiple flip combos. I mean, he's doing
Look at his
different
stoke.
combos.
He's just so excited. He's like, I'm here a month ago. I wasn't even jumping snowmobiles. Here I am at X Games.
There's nothing weird and jerky or tentative about it. I mean, it looks like he's been doing it for years.
Yeah, look at him poke out that double grab flip. That's one of the hardest tricks out there because you're fully disconnecting. His flip rotation is so spot on. Like you can see when he disconnects, look at him. He lays it down, matches that tranny almost perfect on all of his flips.
There was not one single under or over rotation at all out here tonight out of him. So he needs a 93.34 to overtake that top spot. We know Willie Elam's going to walk out of here with a bronze.
But you got to ask, was that extra hit enough? You know, Brett wasn't able to get that extra hit in. Will that put him over the top?
Well, here comes the big moment because we're all waiting for the score reveal here. The big hugs at the end. Is it coming in? He's going to get a 92. It's going to jump him up 1 point, but it's not going to be enough. That means Brett Turcotte takes home the gold again here in Snowmobile Freestyle.
Oh, the excitement.
You know, in that story we did on him earlier about having to completely change up the training situation and like completely pack up and move to another location to try to get your mind wrapped around all this, and
it's unbelievable. The adversity they had to overcome to get here, to throw down and to absolutely nail his run. I mean, he is absolutely legend material.
In the first run or right out of the gate. He's been wanting this one for so long, for years. He messages me every year when we're here in Aspen, like, sled's coming back in. I'm like, I don't know, I haven't heard anything. And here he is, back up on top with a gold medal in 2026. Well deserved there by Brett Turcotte. I mean, the emotion, the smile on his face says it all here, Levi.
That gold medal, I mean, there's nothing better than having him put that around your neck. You work so hard for that moment, and you can just see the excitement that Brett has. You know, there's his wife, Nikki. I mean, they're just so excited, so stoked that it happened.
Brett, all weekend you were making little adjustments, whether it be the trick list on the front of your bike. You asked for a Sharpie so you could write and to make changes and revisions. You were telling me about the racing lines you were going to take leading into the ramp to make sure that you maximize time on course. All those little adjustments paying off in a gold medal here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. A huge shout out to my sponsors, Monster Energy, Polaris, 509. You know, everybody back home, my wife here supporting me. I'm going to dedicate this one to my father-in-law, Pat. Right on the handlebars there, it says pin it for Pat, and that's what I went out there and did.
How much does it mean to now take this gold medal home in X Games Snowmobile return?
Yeah, it's amazing. You know, every morning I wake up and I get to look at the ones that are on the wall, and this one I think means the most to me. Coming back from a huge break, not actually knowing if I was going to make it to competition. I was pretty busted up in November, and you know, to share the podium with two of my good buddies. You know, we all ride for freestyle shows for KSFMX, and you know, we're out here repping. There's a reason why we're the best in the world.
Congratulations. Enjoy this moment. Brett Turcotte, his wife beside